Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And trust me on this one, guys, this is going to be an episode that you don't want to miss. And make sure you watch it all the way to the end because really, there's a lot of really cool info that I know you guys want to hear about. And also, if you are enjoying the daily episodes, please press the like button and subscribe to show your support. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter and check out my second channel with no advertisements called Dusty Finance. Now, there's a couple of things which I'm going to be flowing through a little bit more, but at the end here, we got some really amazing articles, and I really sincerely hope you guys enjoy all this info. So first of all, Grayscale just came out with a new report. They stated on Twitter, familiar with XRP? Well, get familiar with our building blocks report on XRP. And you can download it on their official Grayscale website. It's an introduction to XRP, which I think a lot of the people watching will not at all need, but I think it's still a cool gesture that they decided to put something out like that. And even if it was already out before, I don't really care. It's really cool that they decided to do it. It's some free publicity for XRP, and it's really just good to have more of these explanations so everybody's more on the same line with the knowledge. Mr. C, of course, Baba Cugs, came out again with a little piece of something, and it says here, XRP is not just the standard, XRP is the stand hard. European Central Bank ecosystem, ECB steps in over SWIFT's ICO or ISO 20022 migration delay. Letters obtained by Finextra show an exchange by the ECB and SWIFT regarding the latter's responsibility to mitigate risks caused by its decisions to yada yada yada. And I just find it interesting that Bubba Cugs is also now drawn more of these conclusions. And by the way, if you have any info on what this stuff all means or what he's kind of getting to, you just let me know it because I'm most of the time kind of stuck in trying to find out what he means. Now, Bucks XRP or BAXRP or Learn Bioscience on Twitter came out today with a tweet that reads, Bitcoin trolls must have advanced dementia and myopia to believe XRP is an unregistered security, despite the SEC owning a Ripple validator, which of course, Ripple validator or XRP validator? MoneyGram is using XRP room for remittances. SBI's MoneyTap and R3's Corda are settling in XRP, and they're either dumb or blind or deaf, or all three. Well, I was actually looking into it a little bit, and I never really knew if the SEC really ran a validator or if they were planning to, and I went to look it up a little bit. Here's, for example, trustnodes.com. SEC to run these nodes, and there's a little bit of info that they will be doing it. I actually searched around some good parts of the internet to find out exactly where it states officially that they've decided to run one. Couldn't find it. Maybe I should have actually looked into a node list or something like that to look it up. But all the official announcements, it is very hard to find, right? Because once you type in SEC node or something along those lines, on my search engine, I find, SEC as an abbreviation of section. So every time I try, you just find section XRP node, section XRP validator, blah 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 blah, and I couldn't really get there. Maybe I could have also tried it with the the apostrophes. Maybe that could have worked, but I also don't know how to Google very well. But if you guys or any of y'all know some more on these SEC scenarios, let me know in the comment section. And by the way, since I forgot at the beginning of the video, the question of today is, which coin do you think belongs on the second spot of the coin market cap? Do you think it's supposed to be Ethereum, XRP, Tether, or Bitcoin? Let me know in the comment section. All right. Ripple just came to Twitter and tweeted, Coin One official Cross ENF builds customer trust with low-cost, real-time payments powered by Ripple. And here's just again another, I guess, small little section over on, I believe, North Korea that she is from, or South Korea, looking at this in the name. She's the business development manager over at Coin One Transfer, and it's a little bit of a story from Ripple. However, it is not including XRP in there, but it's still kind of an interesting story just to see how Ripple is spreading and how Ripple is doing pretty damn juicy at every point in time. All right, Pompliano went on to Twitter to state, Why are stocks rallying while the economic data is getting worse? Well, because Wall Street got bailed out before anyone else. And one of the fun facts is that everybody expected the stock market to do bad. I'm assuming 85% of the people said, well, this is a crash, we're going down. And really, contrarian to what most people thought, or contrary, the prices actually went up in the stock market. At least it crashed down for a little bit, but recovered really, really hard, really quickly. And we're now back above prices that we were at last year. And thus, ultimately, we're not hurt as bad. And one of the things you might say to that is that's really, really good. Because, of course, if we were hurt more in terms of that, it would have also caused a bigger meltdown of the whole economic system. But I just expected that. And you might be thinking like, oh, but there's tons of people who are still suffering, or tons of people who are this and that, this and that. Doesn't really matter, because if the global economy is doing good, they don't really care about the rest too much. As you can see here, there were a lot of talks about Harvard University getting some small fund for smaller businesses, and a lot of discussions about what business can get what kind of bailout fund. But already, that Wall Street will get their bailouts first. They will make sure that the global economics are set in place, that everything can stay the same. I'm wondering as well how it would work with the banks as negative interest rates roll in. Like, I believe Trump has also stated a couple times before that it would be catastrophical for really heavy negative interest rates. The banking system would not survive it, and I'm quite convinced that that's the truth as well. But yeah, it was something interesting which I also caught eye of. And this, oh my days. All right, so personally, not a fan of TikTok. The app really actually quite an opposite of a fan. I don't want to say hater, but it kind of more leans towards that thing. However, I just noticed on Twitter this TikTok, and it says Bitcoin 101 featuring TikTok, or I guess just a Bitcoin 101 TikTok. And I just quickly scrolled through it to see what it was about. And it's basically just, here, wait, let's see. What is Bitcoin? You can see a couple of points. And one of the things said here is run by the people. And I actually find that quite interesting, because if you think about it a little bit more broadly, Bitcoin is actually one of the most centralized, to a certain degree, cryptos out of a big lot of them. Why? Because it's not really run by people individually or so. Like, it's not like, just a group of people can decide to change something about Bitcoin. I'm talking about a group of people of just like normal, ordinary folk or something like that. It doesn't work like that. This is, again, the big, really, really big money companies that decide what's going to be happening. As we said before in one of the videos, a couple of Chinese firms, but again, if you just combine that with like a couple Chinese, couple US firms together, let's say they control about 75% of Bitcoin, and they're all billion-dollar companies. It's not like they're small fish out there. And, if you think about that, it's not like it's really run by the people. It's run by a couple of, I guess, potentially multinationals, or just some big stock freaking companies. They're not small things. And for example, Bitmain is also a freaking big industrial company. But these are billion-dollar companies making tons of freaking money, spending tons of freaking money as well, and all of that. And it's just how you would like to see the definition. I mean, run by the people. The government is run by people, right? I mean, the U.S. state is run by people. So how do you define that? So yeah, Tyler Winklevoss exposes dumb XRP trolls. The XRP army has a facepalm moment after trying to get back at the Gemini by tagging the SEC on Twitter. It started with Chainlink, XRP's Damocles sword. Gemini CEO Tyler Winklevoss has clapped back at dumb XRP trolls after they tagged the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Twitter to take action against the exchange. So, more recently, I believe I covered in a video that Gemini accepted Chainlink on their exchange, right? I think that was like 3 days ago or so, or maybe 2. Now, Galgatron, a really big person in the XP community, has said on Twitter, "Dear SEC enforcement, the fact that Gemini Crypto Exchange, owned by Winklevoss and Tyler Winklevoss, refuses to list the third-ranked crypto XRP despite adding many low-cap coins is not representative of true crypto market cap, or market, and amounts to clear market manipulation." And then Tyler responded and said, "The XP army has really dumb trolls. By tagging SEC enforcement, you are taking the position that Ripple is a security. Shaking my head. He's got a pretty, a really interesting point right there. If the SEC has any has any control, he would kind of state that it is a security, to a certain degree, I guess, or maybe he's just trying to, no, I don't really know. I don't really know exactly what his plan was right there, but just reading it like this part, it does sound kind of stupid. I guess I'm siding with Tyler on that one, but maybe I'm taking it out of context. It could definitely be so. Maybe there's a little bit more of a story behind it. Like he's talking to the SEC purely for Gemini, as an exchange, and not about XRP as a coin specifically. I don't really know all about that. I just know it was kind of funny looking like that. Here's a little bit more about the lawsuits, but I guess I told you guys all about that, and you don't need any more info on that. And a little bit of the complaints come from Chainlink getting listed now on that exchange. We'll have the largest army of marketers. Cardinals is Charles Hoskinson. So yes, Charles Hoskinson does a lot of AMA sessions over on YouTube. I think he trimmed his beard a little bit and no glasses, if that's really him. Or maybe it's his his little brother or his nephew. It doesn't really look like him without the glasses and without the beard. If you look at it like that, it sounds kind of crazy, but yes. And basically, they're explaining a little bit more of their plans as the new phase of Cardano is rolling out, and really saying that it kind of makes it look like it's a freaking robotic, new revolutionary thing. Like the new phase is beginning. Immencing or whatever, like it's something really, really crazy. But no, they've been working on this for a very long time, and Cardano is just really getting a lot of really amazing upgrades right around this time now that they are finished, as in their own words, right exactly on time. And also, the marketing, they said, that has been slacking quite heavily will be astounding, astonishing, crazy rather soon. And I think one of the reasons for that is that, again, now they finally got something like tangible, something they can touch. Finally got something on the table which they can now really market for, which is why I think they'll be putting a little bit more effort in than any other crypto out there. Jeffy Kahn here, as we know, the guy with the very heavy titles and not that heavy info, says on Twitter, or no, in his own article, Bitcoin bulls are very close to giving up. Well, small story on that. Bitcoin led traders into thinking it was going to shoot higher after a bullish daily close. However, it ended up to being another fake move, and the market is now eyeing further downside after the market makers and whales pulled the rug and ran some stops. This whole move was fueled by tether injections, and for that reason alone, it is not sustainable. The bears have been made to experience maximum pain over and over again, and this is not something new because since 2018, the bears have been the prime target of such manipulation, and the bulls have therefore been the beneficiaries. However, to most such stakeholders in the market playing these games, it makes no difference whether it is the bulls or the bears that they prey on, because the Bitcoin halving was one of the most anticipated events since 2016, and now that it is almost over, we can expect the market makers and whales to turn towards the bulls and start praying for them. For years now, they have been trying to hype up Bitcoin halving to get as many people as they can to buy Bitcoin at these higher prices. The recent tether pumps gave them more reason to believe that Bitcoin USD could fly to the moon. Unfortunately though, for the majority of retail traders, it will not end well. It never does. Really interesting. He ends off though by saying that the crypto market is currently a ticking time bomb waiting to explode, which is really, really a interesting way to say it. Only an hour away. Cointelegraph talks Bitcoin halving live. Cointelegraph hosts a discussion on Bitcoin halving, and you can check that out. I don't know if they're still live, but, well, the Bitcoin halving is only 6 days away, and I don't know why they said only an hour away, but I believe that's because they're talking about this live stream, which they went on. And I'm also thinking about whether or not we should live stream the whole event once the halving comes around, and see what the price is doing right around the time, and see if some of our predictions were true, because it's looking like nothing much is going to be happening during the halving. At least that's what it's looking like right now, but it's still a work in progress, still a waiting game. And last but not least, Ripple XRP is preparing for a brutal breakdown as a key level fails to hold. And by the way, before we end the video off, make sure you check out my second channel. There is no advertisements on here whatsoever. A lot of cool videos I find. I put a lot of effort into them, to make them as good as possible. And again, no ads, just pure content. And I think they're all really, really cool videos. So I recommend you guys to check them out. It's free. It doesn't take anything, just a little press. And I want to make more, but I want to make sure, we get at least 100 people to watch each video, because that would really mean the world. And right now we got 98. I'm still waiting for a couple more people to hop on and really just check my stuff out, because I think it can help you with your own financial literacy. I'm also thinking about doing more of these info videos that can help you change your life instead of just daily finance news. But I'll think about what I'm going to do on there. Just make sure you check it out, because it's really worth it, guys. Trust me, like these first videos, some of them took me hours upon hours to craft. For really this first one, I went all out. I think I spent a couple of days trying to, learn how to edit. It was a lot of effort, but it was worth it. If you guys check it out, make sure you do. And again, you guys know how I'm with these articles. I'm always too skeptical to really fall for it. Top crypto, XRP included, have been on a remarkable rally over the past few weeks. Bitcoin, whose trajectory dictates the direction of the rest of the cryptocurrency market, printed its 7th week of gains in a row on Monday morning. This is a rare feat that some say signals the start of a full-blown bullish rally. Yet, an analyst working for a top crypto research firm is fearing that XRP may soon see a sharp drop. He notes that the assets' chart is rather bearish from a macro point of view, and he says that XRP is preparing for a sharp drop. Safe for the recent rally, it's been a past few months and years for XRP. Since the highs of 2018, the crypto has been on a consistent downtrend both against US dollar and Bitcoin, and it may get worse for the altcoin, with the head of the technical analysis at crypto firm BlockFi noting that XRP is currently below a key range low, and this range low marked the bottom of every drop for the past year. Since XRP to Bitcoin failed to quickly reclaim the level, where it has spent the last 274 days, a 40% drop to 1500 sats could transpire, he warned, which would be a pretty big fall all the way down to 1500 Satoshi. The trader added that XRP's underperformance against the dollar is bearish because the asset has seen 850 days of consecutive macro lower highs. And by the way, it's getting further and further away from the day I saw, the Bitcoin bull run. It's really getting closer to, 3 years. I mean, I guess closer to 2.5 first. But that's almost 1,000 days we're nearing right now. Really kind of crazy. Per previous reports from Bitcoinist, a trader wrote that XRP's price action is looking super weak despite the recent recovery. To quote, "Price action can't close back inside this marked range. Still have a little while until the weekly close, but right now, I would not be taking a fresh long position. A pullback to 18 cents next?" The analyst wrote, referencing the chart below, which you can see right here, right there. And it's all about Bitcoin right now, which is something I can agree with, though, as the halving is coming up close, and it all is about Bitcoin at this point. I mean, last time Stellar took a big role, which also fueled XRP, which then translated into crypto, but that's a one in a long time occurrence, unless it happens again, which will, I guess, allow for some more confirmations and conclusions. However, since it's just a one-time deal, I'm not thinking highly of it. And while altcoins were all the rage just 3 weeks ago, Bitcoin has once again asserted that it is the leading crypto. As a prominent trader noted, the past week has seen a marked decoupling between Bitcoin and altcoins as we move into the halving. This relative outperformance, he explained, is a sign that fiat pours into it, and participants cycle out of altcoins for Bitcoin. This is for good reason. The BlockFi analyst that posted the chart above regarding XRP explained that chances are, once the halving is digested by the market, altcoins will dramatically outperform, like always. He continued in an analysis last month that from how he sees it, altcoins are always a game of musical chairs, as the reason they are rallying are all red flags as opposed to legitimate fundamentals. The reason the alts are unconvincing is because they all have followed the same patterns. IEOs, interoperability, privacy coins moving together. It's coordinated as it has been for the last 3 years instead of all ships rising together. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to check out my second channel. Really guys, make sure you check it out. Watch a couple videos, give me your opinion, and even subscribe. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Also, which coin do you think belongs in the top second spot or even first or third, whatever? See you guys again in another crypto video.